The Catalan dreaming of a first Super League title, but what an atmosphere in Perpignan. They promised it would be, and they have delivered. It's loud, it's colourful, and Adam Kieran gets us underway. A huge 80 minutes ahead. And Liam Marshall, the man who takes the first carry. O'Neill at dummy half, and there's Liam Byrne. Crunching tackle already, it didn't take long.
Well, the timing wasn't quite there off the kick-off. Liam Byrne just couldn't get hold of the ball off his winger, Liam Marshall, but he did on the second play. The man who was hunting him, Mickey McLaurin, the ex-Warrior himself. And look at that, they are straight into each other. You don't feel your way into a game, you just get into it straight from the kick-off.
Well, what a hit that was by Seguier. The kick goes downfield, and there he is, the man, the grand old man, Sam Tompkins, approaching 100 Catalan appearances. 14 years as a Wigan player, but he would love to retire on a high with another grand final win. 1-2 in his Wigan career, but somehow you feel, and from what he's been saying, to win a grand final with the Dragons really would be the perfect way to go out. We shall see. McLaurin at dummy half, and here is Adam Kieran, of course bound for Wigan in 2024.
Time off tackle 4, got blood.
I think already
there's a clash, isn't there?
Yeah, a clash of heads, I think.
Yeah, we said it was going to be physical from the start. It's just over a minute before there's a head clash, and it's Liam Byrne,
yeah,
on the second carry. Do you know, he's a player that I love watching, the Irish international. He doesn't hold back at all, carries the ball really toughly, and he's one that I'm sure would have featured heavily in the tip sheet from Steve McNamara. You could see that there's already blood there. I'm sure it's off the second carry of the game that he got the knock. But he doesn't stay down, he just gets up, he knows what he's got to do. You see that Michael McLaurin was getting a bit of attention off the physio from Catalan as well, so having a little look, maybe a head clash.
If there's one player who will be fired up for this game, it'll be Mickey McLaurin.
Tackle 4, mate, yeah.
Without a shadow of a doubt. That Liam Byrne is going to have
tackle 4, boys.
Well, you can see that
treatment
just above his left ear where they've clashed there, just to stop the blood, they've put some Vaseline on it. Two very physical players.
Time back on 4.
This game's definitely not for the faint-hearted, I'll tell you that.
Setting the platform for what's to come over the next 70-odd minutes in Perpignan. It is always fiery. I'm sure they won't let us down. And there's the kick from Mitchell Pearce, and watched carefully, closely and well by Liam Marshall. There was a dangerous ball carrier. McLaurin's there with McMeekin to bring him down. Also Paul Seguier, who for me must be one of the most improved players in Super League. The French international has been superb this year.
Well, you look at him defensively last week when he nearly cut Lachlan Lamb in two, didn't he? He was outstanding defensively. You can see Michael McLaurin, the number 9 for Catalan, he's looking around at the referee. He's just trying to push that tackle, isn't he? Slow him down, slow them rucks down as much as he can.
That's in, don't trap him, Tyler, go for
Tyler Dupree on for Liam Byrne, who's in the blood bin. And the kick easily taken by Sam Tompkins. You may see some like crop circles, I think, for best description on the pitch, not in the best of states. The grass actually at the Stade Gilbert Brutus has got a fungal infection, and that's what's causing the disintegration of the pitch, but also the circles, mainly in the half that Wigan are defending. Kieran with the run for the Catalan Dragons.
Oh, those are mistakes.
And there is the error, the first mistake of the game from Adam Kieran. Leaves a tackle by Tyler Dupree.
Well, it'd be a cagey start from both of these sides, and they'll know that early on in this game you just want to trade some sets, and well, the referee's saying that that there's a knock-on, you know, and your urgency to get up Kieran. Like you said, Tyler Dupree's just got his hands in, he's just trying to control his arms so he can't plant them down to get up and play the ball quickly.
It's down tight, shot clock off.
The last 2 visits for the Wigan Warriors to the Stade Gilbert Brutus, they've come up with nothing. Nil back to back. But here is Jay Field. Field through a gap, nearly through. Can he squeeze over? He's tackled inches short. He was grabbed and scratched to the ground initially by his opposite number, Sam Tompkins, but that's how close Jay Field was for Wigan. Picks up his bootlaces by Smith. Morgan Smithies now for Wigan. Third chance to attack that Catalan line with ball in hand. Smith again, and as the ball got to ground, it has, and it was a good tackle on Cade Ellis. The mistake from Ellis, and look at the celebrations from Catalan. Well, Wigan was so close.
Well, it's like the point of an arrow in defence. Look at Michael McLaurin. He leads the line. Players either side of him have got to react to what he's doing. He's just trying to force that error. Like you said, the Warriors club there with Jay Field, just inches from scoring that opening try. But defensively, they do try and get into, they try and make a statement in the middle of the field, Catalan.
Surrender! Stand! One, hold now, Tyler. Ball spins
It's been tough, it's been uncompromising, and it's been fierce.
Surrender!
In the opening 5 minutes of this game. Yeah, last March, 28-0.
Move, Harry!
The Dragons beat Wigan on this very ground. It ended Matt Peate's winning start as Wigan coach, didn't it, in his first season?
Release him for...
But Meakin eventually plays the ball. Here is Pearce now. Space outside. Romano. Here is Tom Johnston. 1-4 on the spin. A surprise defeat to Huddersfield.
Sam, get 10.
Huddersfield have done the double over Catalan this season, and that's well taken by Abbas Miski.
Yeah, nowhere to go though. As he centre field, then Tyrone May just getting off the line, and you can see them now just hunting this Warriors side over the last few weeks. Like they've done it tough, haven't they? They found ways to win games.
Yeah, golden point, extra time, victory over Hull SC, and now a penalty to Wigan. The Dragons all caught offside.
Well, just shooting the line a bit too early for the referee, Liam Moore. He is talking to them and trying to work with them. He wants to make sure that this is an open, fast, ferocious game.
There's 4 rounds to go before the playoffs. First and second, you get a week off, and you get a home tie in the semi-finals. French with the handoff. Morgan Smithies, midway inside the Catalan half of the field. Here is O'Neill. What a cracking run of form from Brad O'Neill over the last 10 or 12 weeks. Smith and Farrell, again they attack that Catalan right edge. 7 minutes gone. Wigan have come the closest. Jay Field stopped inches short. The last one, not the best of passes. The kick goes up from Smith, and well, it's all over the shop, and eventually it's picked up by Tyrone May. But May will be pushed back behind his own try line, and that means that it'll be a goal line dropout. He didn't have too much time to get the kick away there, Harry Smith, but it was a good one. It dropped right on the Dragons line.
Yeah, he's got a good boot on him, hasn't he, Harry Smith? And the go-to man over on the right-hand side is Kai Pearce-Paul. At 6'5", he's one of the biggest players on the field, and Tyrone May just loitering with intent, expecting that ball to be tapped back. There'll be some strong defence again here. Make sure they're nice and tight. Wigan is certainly asking a lot of questions early on in this game.
There's a charge from Cade Ellis back from suspension. He was sent off. He got a 5-match ban, didn't he, after his red card in the corresponding fixture in the south of France last year?
I think it was his clash with Jordan Desiree, if you remember, wasn't it?
Just like a Connor and McDermott from the old days. Here is O'Neill and Bevan French in the line. Little short pass looking for the aforementioned
Release him! Three, back here, back.
Kane Ellis. O'Neill again at dummy half, and again Wigan go to the left.
Okay, now
Farrell trying to cut inside. There's Garcia and Seguier with the tackle, approaching 10 minutes. Wigan with most of the ball, most of the possession, most of the pressure. French with a little kick through, and the ball will go to ground, and I think Abbas Miski may well have got that down. We're going to have a video referee decision, but it's Bevan French with the kick. There was fatal hesitation in the Catalan defence, and has Miski got the first points on the board? Ben Thaler is the video referee. He will decide. I think he will decide, A, whether there was offside. Was there also any obstruction of the Catalan Dragons defenders? But has Abbas Miski got try number 18, and are Wigan on the board?
Well, I'm sure he has. Look at that, that's a good kick. You can see Abbas Miski there, the number 23. All the players to the right of Bevan French are all onside. It's a clever kick, isn't it? All eyes on Bevan French. Look at that, 4 players looking at him. You can see there's a bit of attention on Kai Pearce-Paul. I don't think there's anything in that really with Toby King and Tom Johnston. And Abbas Miski, like you said, 18th Super League try of the year. A lot of talk about the other side, Liam Marshall with 19, but Abbas Miski going about his business in a professional manner. Bevan French here, look at that. There's 5 Catalan players looking at what he's going to do. And I don't think there's a problem here.
Well, is there any contact between Toby King and Tom Johnston? I think that's what Ben Thaler, the video ref, has to decide. But what a beautiful kick from Frenchy. You just saw him glance up. He just looked, have a look at this, he looks up.
But it's what the defenders are doing. They're all looking at him because they know he's a threat, isn't he? And he knows and he realises that. You can see a couple of players come together. I don't think there's enough in that to stop, you know, Tom Johnston. I think that it could be the opening try.
Well, for me, that's the only call that Ben Thaler has to make.
Yeah, I agree.
Was there interference on Tom Johnston by Toby King, which affected Johnston's ability to get the ball?
Is there enough of a push? I don't think there is enough of a push. Well, I think Abbas Miski gets to the ball, he gets hold of it, and does he ground it? And for me, he grounds that ball.
And we're going to find out the decision pretty soon, but there's no doubt that they were having a really close look at a possible foul play. But the decision will come, and Wigan, who failed to score in the south of France for the last 2 years, strike first, and all their pressure and all their possession has got its reward. Abbas Miski with the try, and Wigan hit the front in Perpignan.
Well, we don't really expect the fans to, in the Catalan jersey, to enjoy that moment, but those travelling Warriors fans, like you said, turn up in the numbers, haven't you? 1,000 of them travelled to the south of France to support Matty Pete and his side. And a good kick, nice kick from Bevan French. That's his 24th try assist of the year. Incredible, really.
Yeah, the perfect start. Approaching 10 minutes. Catalan have lost only 5 games this year, 2 at home against Huddersfield and Warrington. The Giants doing the double over the Dragons. Their other defeats against Leeds and Salford. But it's Wigan's away form that has let them down in 2023, but this will be a huge, huge win. Early days, I know, but encouraging for Wigan in the early stages. Well, that's another poor miss, you have to say, from poor Harry Smith, who had an absolute nightmare with the boot in the game against Hull. Missed all 3 conversion attempts, but then did make amends with the drop goal that won it in Golden Point.
Yeah, exactly, and he said normally the man who's tasked with kicking the ball so close to the line, Harry Smith has got a very good kicking game close to that line, but it's Bevan French, the man who takes it upon himself to kick that ball. And Abbas Miski just pushing up in support, making that kick into a good one.
4-0 it is. Maybe should have been 6. Is that a worry for Matt Pease? He's staying loyal to the boots of Harry Smith, but his success rate, his goal-kicking success rate this year is down at just over 60%.
Look, people have said that for the majority year, and I've seen Harry Smith kick from being a young lad, and sometimes you just get in a bit of a rut, and I think he's in a rut. But like you said, he kicked that crucial drop goal last week that got him the result in extra time against Hull FC.
Absolutely. He was a match winner, confirming Miskey drawing level with Tommy Makinson. Makinson with 2 tries in Saints' victory on Friday night over the Castleford Tigers, but Tom Johnston still leading the way with 24.
That's a really good goal forward, that from the Warriors. Without the forwards landing on the front, playing the ball really quick.
It's a good kick behind Sam Tompkins, forcing him to turn and chase, and we've seen very little, have we, with ball in hand from the Catalan Dragons, and that's just a testament to the Wigan defence. I spoke to the coach, Matt Peat, on Friday afternoon as they were on the coach on the way from the airport to the hotel, and basically he was saying, we will meet fire with fire, don't you worry about that. And they've been true to the word for sure.
Well, plenty of energy in the start from the Warriors. You can see the way that they're going after them defensively, the way that they're carrying the ball. They know that they've got to be really good. The first couple of players on the Dragons, with Davis and with Johnston at the back. Some teams like building to games, like the Warriors are just going all out here straight from the start.
Liam Moore ruling that Garcia drives there, dives rather under the challenge of Farrell. Here is McMeekin, gets the ball away, and McLaurin with the kick. Is it a good one, or has it got just a little bit too much on it?
Yeah, well, just too much on that. Yeah. An extra tackle in the bank for the Warriors to roll downfield. And Catalan will really look like to win this contact battle here. Try and keep the Warriors near their own try line. But again, you just look at the meters they're making over the advantage line pretty easy.
Release one, back ball.
27 tries in 29 games for Wigan for Abbas Miskey, and his 8th try in the last 4 games. He is in a rich vein of form.
Oh, he did well to get hold of that then, Tyler Dupree. Was that Garcia and McLaurin again?
Yeah. Terry, it was fired up, and he's chasing Smith.
You know, you look down
the kick away.
You look down your team sheet at the beginning of an hour and a half before it comes out, before the game kicks off, should I say, and you're looking for your targets. And McLaurin's looking for his targets, and certainly that's the reason why he's gone after him early on. And give a penalty away just too long in the rut.
Yeah.
Tom Davis again. You look how strong he is. He averages 174 metres a game, carrying the ball, coming out of yardage. He's really good, and as a big forward, you really do appreciate the work that him and Johnston do either end of the field.
With the crowd doing their best to get behind the Catalan Dragons, silenced by that try, and there could be silenced here if he's dragged out into touch. That is unbelievable defence from Wigan. Absolutely sensational defence as Liam Byrne prepares to come back on. But Artur Romano didn't have a chance. Well, look at this from the Wigan Warriors.
Well, he tries to use his footwork, doesn't he? And you can see Harry Smith and Jake Wardle, Marshall, just keeping him up. And Liam Farrell, the captain, just lending his weight to the delight of those Warriors fans. And like you said, Liam Byrne, he'll be coming back onto the field to add his weight, nice and direct, carried 10 metres. He's got to be better there, the shake of the head. Knows he's put his side under a bit of pressure, Romano.
First tackle after the penalty as well.
Well, that's it. You know, you do all the hard things to earn those penalties in games, and then you come up with a play like that, tackle one.
Well, Wigan flew over on Friday to the south of France, and they've got a penalty here for interference at the play the ball.
Yeah, it's Romain Navarrete. It's a penalty that it's needless. You can see he lifts his knee, and the referee, Liam Moore, absolutely got it right. He comes in, he knees him, he's trying to dislodge the ball and force an error, but it's a costly penalty.
It's interesting, isn't it? Some teams choose to fly in and out on the day. Others go a couple of days before. Wigan deciding to fly out 24 hours before to prepare, I think mainly just in case the weather was going to be as brutal today as it has been the rest of the week in Perpignan. But perfect playing conditions Saturday night in the south of France. Liam Byrne as Wigan push again, leading 4-0.
I don't know what Liam Byrne's done to some of these Catalan players, but they're certainly ripping into him, aren't they?
Well, Smithies getting involved a bit there with Mitchell Pearce, Kane Ellis. A couple of tackles left in this set for the Wigan Warriors. Can they extend their lead? Smith fakes the kick, but French does kick, but it's a poor one.
Well, that's
picked up by Pearce. He hasn't got much pace at 34 years of age, Mitchell Pearce, but it was a big play, nevertheless, snubbing out the danger. And for a rare occasion, you have to say it was a poor kick from Bevan French.
Well, they get a penalty as well on the back of it, and Mitchell Pearce pulling the strings, like you said before. Like, it was an excellent kick, wasn't it, in the build-up to that first try by Abbas Miski from Bevan French. But that was a real poor kick, straight into the hands of Mitchell Pearce, who, like you said, didn't have the legs to go the full length of swing at the field, but he certainly got him out of trouble.
I think he's been sent off to get treatment again. You could hear Liam Moore shouting at Liam Byrne. His nose is bleeding again. There's the kick from French, straight into the arms of Pearce.
Yeah, he didn't really have to move then, did he, Pearce? And he knew he didn't have the pace to go there. Bevan French knew that he made a mistake. He was the first to back to get hold of him.
Well, this could, as we approach midway through the first half, be the first real opportunity for the Catalan Dragons to attack that Wigan line, Terry.
Well, like I said at the start of the game, both of these teams, the top two try scorers in the competition, both scored in 103 tries, full of confidence when they get down here. And if they can build enough pressure, there's no doubt in my mind that the likes of Tyrone May and Mitchell Pearce can weave some magic.
That was Navarrete with the drive. Here is Mike McMeekan. How good has he been in a Dragons jersey? Pearce goes inside for Ben Garcia, the captain, and so often the inspiration in this Dragons side. McLaurin for Tompkins, looking for a way through. Gets it back to Mitchell Pearce, but he's going nowhere. Byrne in there with Smithies to bring back the Aussie half back to ground. Here is Tompkins though, and it's well held in the end by Arthur Romano under enormous pressure. Not the best of passes from Sam Tompkins. What can he do this time? It's a poor one. Tyrone May and Pearce crushed to the ground. Superb tackle from Kai Pearce-Paul on Mitchell Pearce. We all felt that on the left. Tompkins for the corner towards Johnston. Johnston gets the ball out, and in the end, Kieran can't touch down, and Miski did well to keep the Dragons out. That was a scintillating passage of play in both attack and defence.
Well, he did everything right, didn't he, Tom Johnson? He knew that when he caught this ball, that was his main job. He was nice and composed. He offloaded the ball to Kieran, but that was good defence, wasn't it, from Abbas Miski? No panic whatsoever from the Wigan winger.
What about the hit from Pearce-Paul on Pearce?
Yeah, outstanding, wasn't it? Kai Pearce-Paul, the youngster, just getting off the line. The ball was a bit too slow when it was being shifted from Catalans right to left. And again, you can see this French Dragon side here just going hunting now. Set restart for the Warriors.
What Wigan have done really well, Terry. Look at that. Yeah, brilliant defence from the Dragons, but they kept quiet. Tyrone May and Mitchell Pearce, who were so good, so good. They tormented Lee last weekend, didn't they? And after that defeat to Hull KR in the Challenge Cup, Wigan have come back strongly. They won 4 on the spin in Super League. But if they want to go back second, they've got to make it 5 in one of the hardest places to go and win, the Stade Gilbert Brutus. And Morgan Smithies straightens up, but there's Seguier again with the tackle, and McLaurin involved in everything. Midway through the first half, It's been tough, it's been uncompromising, and it's 4-0 to Wigan.
Yeah, they'll be looking at getting some pressure here on Harry Smith if they can. Well, he had a bit too much time then. Like I say, look at the kicking meters from him. The best in Super League for distance.
Is it what Catalans are doing wrong, or is it what Wigan are doing right in this first 20 minutes?
Well, I think if you look at the game, it's been a very clever kick from Bevan French that's broke Catalan down, and like the way that Wigan are defending, the hunting, the hurting. We've got to make sure they get on the back of some of those offloads, though.
Yeah, Bousquet, it was Julien Bousquet on the field to McLaurin.
And again, his power, his offloading game, Julien Bousquet is one of the best in a Dragons jersey for that.
McLaurin, they go to the right, Pearce inside for Seguier, manages the offload, keeping it going. There is Bousquet, game number 249 in a Catalan jersey. He'll make his 250th against Hull KR in a week's time. May looking for a way through, and that was Piers Paul again with the tackle.
Another physical shot. This time it's the inside pressure from him that manages to just dislodge that ball as he's just taking Tyrone May to the ground. It's brilliant work from him here. Tyrone May just showing it. He decides to run, but he's there on the inside to protect the prop forward, Liam Byrne. Again, he's getting a bit more attention, Liam Byrne. Just can't stop the blood from that clash in the opening minute with Michael McLaurin.
Miskey, the try scorer. Smith and Farrell nearly through, and it was an important grab by Mike McMeekin. This goes back to what I was saying before. They've kept May and Pearce very, very quiet, especially when they've had the ball. The Wigan's domination so far has only netted 4 points. Can they extend that lead? Smith with a poor one, but the bounce favours Wigan, and it's Jake Wardle. On the last, the ball goes back to Smith, who gets the ball away, and again a really good kick, and it's taken by Miskey, and it's a try for King. What a superb score, no doubts about that. What a kick from Smith. Miskey try scorer becomes Miskey try maker, and Toby King doubles Wigan's lead, and you have to say it's no more than they deserve.
Well, again, excellent work, isn't it, from Smith, who sets himself up on the left-hand side of the post and kicks over to the right-hand side. Again, looking for the height of Kai Pearce-Paul and Toby King. It's quality play. This ball goes up, and you can see that Kieran's got no chance. Abbas Miskey does a decent job. He's just sitting in behind where Kai Pearce-Paul is. And just the way that this Warriors side have turned up, started the game. They're rolling up the sleeves, they're doing the hard work. Harry Smith, he's got too much time to get that kick away, and Abbas Miskey does a decent job to out-jump everybody, even his own teammate, Kai Pearce-Paul.
Yeah. His 10th try of the season, and he won't score an easier one than that.
No, you just look at that. The accuracy from that kick. Drops it on the head of where Miskey is, and he doesn't get involved, Toby King. He just knows that he has to find a bit of space where there isn't any of those Catalan defenders, and it's just a walk into for the try.
Well, Matty Peet, the Wigan coach, promised that they would take this game to the Catalan Dragons, and how they have. They've doubled their lead, 8-0. We've got around 16 minutes to go to half-time, and a big kick, I think, more than anything, for the confidence of Harry Smith. He missed the first conversion attempt from the try early on from Abbas Miskey. What can Smith do with this one? Well, that looks much better. It's much, much better, and that's a big confidence boost for Harry Smith. But more importantly, it's a big 2 points for the Wigan Warriors, who stretch their lead over the league leaders to 10 points to 0.
I said those Warriors fans, they know the last 2 visits down to the south of France, they've been nilled. Last year, 28-0 in 2021. It was 48-0, some big scores against them, and maybe there's not some concern on the sideline for the Dragons, but they know that they're in a battle here and they need to be the next to score.
I think it's pretty the same. Now look at it. Stay behind, boys.
Well, they've hardly had the ball in a dangerous position, have they, the Catalan Dragons? And that's a testament to the Wigan defence. 10-0. Marshall takes it, and here is Liam Byrne. No problem recognising Liam Byrne for the rest of the game with that strap across his nose.
Oh, we saw it last night, didn't we? George King. These Super League players don't want to go off the field, and they get a bit of blood flowing from the face. And then just look at this. It's all about hard work for the Warriors. It's nothing fancy early on in the set, is it?
O'Neill again for Smithies. He's making good yards in the middle. Offloads it again for O'Neill. McLaurin's in there with the tackle along with Ben Garcia, but at the moment you've got to say it's far too easy around the ruck area for the Wigan Warriors, and they're making hay. Also the speed of the play the ball.
Release him. Oh, 5.
Well, that's 62 metres carrying the ball. You get to this kick, it's exactly what you want. Sam Tompkins under a bit of pressure takes that ball though, doesn't he? Now he's trying to be manhandled by Jake Wardle.
Hold. Oh, 1. Nice and quick. 2.
Nowhere to go.
And Jake Wardle, as he's going in to try and tackle Davis, then you could see him swing the arm trying to knock the ball out.
Goal 2. Don't trap him, Tom. Don't trap him.
Takayaho is on for the Catalan Dragons. His last game was against Wigan at Magic. Picked up a bad foot injury and has missed nearly 3 months. There he is, going back to the NRL after just a season with the Canterbury Bulldogs in 2024.
He'll want a big game here, won't he? He's only made 8 appearances for the Dragons since his big signing from the NRL. Julian Bousquet here just falls to the ground. Again, pace, nice long kick. Kick to the corner, what are you going to do on the back of that? Miski, then nice and direct, picking out Matt Whitley. Kieran just comes in and just takes him to ground.
We mentioned after the try for Miski, it's 8 tries in his last 4 games for the Wigan winger. That second try for Toby King, he's now scored in the last 4 Super League games. The Catalan Dragons' attack has been blunted, and that there's no doubt. Just not able to even get a foothold in this game.
That ruck speed for me is just far too quick. You just look how many metres they're making over the advantage line. Patrick Mago rides a few tackles, keeps on going. Good post contact metres from the top forward.
Player Mago is, and what a run!
Well, that's what a bench player is supposed to do. Come on and make an imprint, and he's done that.
Smith Farrell right on that try line. Pearson Tompkins, it was the last. They went for the power play, but there won't be too many complaints from the Wigan defence. Look where Catalan are starting their set, right on their own try line, but what an impression from Patrick Mago.
Well, sub in the last 8 games, hasn't he? And he's got that tag of being that super sub, carrying the ball forward like that, and they just couldn't control him, Catalan. I don't think Catalan expected him to start this pace, the Warriors. The ruck speed is really quick. The forwards are doing a decent job getting over the advantage line.
Back up, Kai. Hold. Pushing forward. Go free. Play on. Come down off the mark. On the mark.
They're attacking Yaho. A couple of tackles left in the set.
4. Move, Kai.
For the Catalan Dragons, 11 minutes to go to half-time. Well, that was a poor pass again.
It was a missed time pass, wasn't it?
King, yeah.
A missed time pass from Tyrone May. He was expecting someone short on his shoulder, and he passes it. It's like a weighted pass where you'd expect someone to come from the back of you.
You may notice some circles on the pitch at the Stade Gilbert Brutus, mainly in the other half, I have to say, the half that Wigan are defending, but all to do with a bad fungal infection which has affected the grass and has affected the condition of the pitch. But Wigan aren't bothered. French with the offload for for Jay Field. Runs into Matt Whitley. Just over 10 minutes to go to half-time, and a first half totally dominated by Wigan. And here's that kick again. The dangerous left boot of Smith, and well taken it was. What a good take. But hang on a minute. It was a great take by Davis, but the attacking players shoved off the ball.
Yeah, I thought that Tom Davis was going to get the penalty, but there's an escort, must be from a Catalan player, that's nudged one of the Wigan players off the ball as he's going for it. Here, you can see
Mitchell Pearce. Mitchell Pearce stood in front of Tom Davis.
And you can see he just goes across.
I'm going to speak to both of the boys. It's a clear escort. What I don't need is two senior players with loads of experience. It's coming question this. It's clear as day. Let's just get on with the game. No dramas here. Thank you very much. Cheers, Sam.
Well, mates, Sam Tompkins just winding up Liam Farrell, saying it, Tim, the senior player, he's the one who's having a go at you, sir, not me.
Yeah, but good refereeing from Liam Moore. He blew up straight away, to be fair. It was a great take by Tom Davis. I think Harry Smith here, boosted by the success he had with the conversion attempt from Toby King's try, is going to try and extend the lead.
Do you know as well, Stuart, take a bit of the sting out of the game. Manu Mao just prowling the sideline, knowing that they're getting rolled in the middle of the field. The Tongan international will come on and certainly give some power, nice and tight. He's a defender that likes to get off the line. He's never static. And maybe they need this power and presence centre field to stop Harry Smith's forwards from getting over that advantage line.
But also, you know, that Wigan will be aware that at some stage during this game, Catalan are going to hit back. They surely can't be this poor with ball in hand for the full 80 minutes. So every point will matter.
1 minute.
A big kick here for Harry Smith. Massive kick.
There he goes, Smith, left-footed, and it's across the face of the post, and also the ball hasn't gone dead, so the worst possible scenario in the end was picked up by Tom Johnston, and the penalty is missed, but also the chance to get the ball back is missed.
Yeah, and that would be the most disappointing thing, that the ball didn't go dead and they'd turn the ball over to Catalan. They get a penalty on the back of that. Is it a high shot or is it offside?
Offside, Liam Moore saying.
Yeah. Well, Wigan on the Matty Pete, certainly a side that likes to get off the line pretty quick and restrict the meters. You can see Mitchell Pearce now just trying to direct his troops to what he wants, and only lost 5 games all year, Catalan Dragons, score an average of 28 points a game, so at the minute they haven't registered on the scoreboard, but you'd imagine that there'll be a response, like you said, at some point in this game. There will.
All those circles in the Wigan half of the field. You have a problem with your grass like that, Terry?
I've never borrowed anybody else's lawnmower, though. I think that's the problem, cross-contamination.
The word is that they borrowed the lawnmower of the rugby union club in Perpignan, and that's why they've got this fungal infection. It doesn't look very pretty, does it?
They've never mixed well in France, have they? Rugby league and rugby union clubs.
You have to say, Catalan's performance isn't very pretty either so far. There is Takayaho and Tyrone May, and Tompkins does well, but what a crunching challenge from Abbas Miski. And then O'Neill goes down. It's the last one. May with a little kick through. That was poor. My oh my, Tyrone May, that was poor.
Well, he's in a bit of trouble.
Brad O'Neill, yeah.
Brad O'Neill. He come flying in, and I think Sam Tompkins expected him to dive in and try and chop him down. So he lifted the knee up just to protect himself. On the back of that now, look, they've got a penalty. Lifting Jake Wardle up above the horizontal. So they'll get a penalty here.
Brad O'Neill has been so influential in what he's done. A huge future just 21 years of age. But there's the tackle, Seguier and Pearce on Wardle.
He's disappointed with himself there, isn't he, Mitchell Pearce?
Still getting attention. Brad O'Neill, who's kept Sam Powell out of the side, and you wonder, don't you, about Sam Powell's future in a Wigan jersey with Brad O'Neill, the #1 pick now, and of course Cruz Leeming joining the club in 2024. All that's still to be decided. As this game is, 6 minutes to half-time, Wigan in front 10-0.
It's been a good opening 34 minutes, hasn't it, for the Warriors club. Again, just rolling the sleeves up, going forward. They're not trying to pull Catalan apart by their attacking shape. Sam Powell onto the field now. Which means Brad O'Neill's left the field. Yeah, he's in some strife, wasn't he?
Well, sure we'll find out from our man pick side in Perpignan, Steve Brady. He'll be on the case to find out what's going on with Brad O'Neill. At Wigan here with 5 minutes to go to half-time. Another score here, what a boost it would be. Tyler Dupree. Big money move from Salford, 4-year contract, big things expected of the young man. Smith, and that's a beautiful ball for French. French goes for the line, French still going. Oh, a wonderful solo score from Bevan French. That's what he can do in an instant. A flash of genius from Bevan French, a 16th try of the season. Perfect timing. But the magician waves his wand. French with Wigan's third try, and they lead 14-0.
Well, it's another tackle bust, isn't it, to go with the 111 that he already had going into this game. You can see, look, speed gets you out of trouble, and he's just too quick. Gets on the outside of Tyrone Mate, and no other player in the Catalan jersey could stop him. His momentum going forward, look, it's like he's playing the game fast forward. He gives it the big see you later. Tom Johnston can't take him down. And when he's that close to the line, he's devastating. This is a big, big opening half for the Warriors. They have certainly turned up with the right attitude.
Well, let's be absolutely brutally honest. They're totally outplayed the league leaders.
But doing the basics well. That's what they've done. The forwards have done their job well. They've ran hard, they've landed on the front. The kicking game from Bevan French and Harry Smith to put Catalan under pressure on their own line, and then the running game of the halves as well has caused them some problems.
What surprised me is how flat Catalan have been in such a big game. I mean, it was a crackling atmosphere, wasn't it, when the two teams walked out with the fireworks and the flares and the singing and the shouting and the partisan French crowd, but they've been silenced.
Well, you'd expect an onslaught if you're a Catalan Dragons player and you're up against Warriors in third place who want to take your title and who want to knock you off the top of the ladder. You know you've got to be on from the kickoff.
What can Smith do here? From 5 yards in from touch, from the moment it left his boot, Harry Smith gets his second successful conversion, and with 3 minutes to go to half-time, we thought it would be close. Not a bit of it. Bevan French had tried, 16-0.
Well, Sam Powell fades to go one way, comes back the other side. And like I said, the speed of Bevan French. Tom Johnson is upset with his challenge on him, knowing that it had to be better, but along with some of his teammates as well. And Liam Burnwell the scars to go with his day's work.
News coming in on Brad O'Neill, who left the field to be replaced by Sam Powell just a couple of moments ago, and he got a knee, accidental knee from Sam Tompkins in the abdomen, so I think he's been winded, but should be back later.
Well, it looked painful because, like I said, it looked like for 1 minute as though Brad O'Neill was going to fire into Sam Tompkins, and Sam Tompkins lifted his leg up to protect himself.
May go again on the charge. Fair to say that this is one of Wigan's best halves of rugby this season.
Yeah, I'd agree with you.
Also fair to say that's one of Catalan Dragons' worst, as Smith puts a beauty down. He caught Sam Tompkins out of position, but the ball bounced just favouring the Dragons, and Tompkins caught The chase was brilliant from Dupree up there with Wardle, but what a good kick it was, putting the pressure back on the Catalan Dragons.
Well,
but yet Wigan very good, Catalan not so.
Well, good job the referee didn't react to those fans in the bottom corner then. They were desperate for the penalty, weren't they, on the tackle on Sam Tompkins. They thought it was high. Well, you just look at the energy that they've got in defence. That's always a good sign.
Let's be honest, Cherry, Catalan at the moment, desperate for anything.
Yeah, they haven't fired a shot really, have they, in this game at the minute? And there's games, there's halves when you've been totally outplayed and you've got to hold your hand up. You've got another 40 minutes to put it right.
But they have the team, they have the players, and they have the ability to put it right. As we mentioned not so long ago, surely at some stage they've got to come good, as Jay Field with one of those characteristic runs from full-back and hauled down by Davis, only just stopping Field. Davis was the last line, he was gone.
Like I said about this Catalan side, they certainly do know how to score points coming into this game. They scored on average more than 30 points or more in the last 3 games, so well, there isn't an issue with scoring points, but they've just been totally outplayed.
2 tackles left in the set. Closing seconds of the first half. French again with a short pass for Miski. Miski will score! Bevan French with a lovely pass. Right on the stroke of half-time. Abbas Miski gets his 2nd try. And is that crucial? Is that try the try that already puts this game beyond the league leaders? 20 points to 0. What a 40 minutes it's been for the Wigan Warriors.
Well, Bevan French was the man who created it again. Again, the first one that he set up for Miski was off a kick. This time it's off a pass. Tyrone May just sinks in. And you can see his effort to come in. He just puts all his weight on his inside leg, opens up the gap for Abbas Miski. And it's a poor try to concede just before half-time. Look at that. No communication there. He's got to just... Tyrone May's just got to have faith in what Matt Whitley's doing. Look, he's Matt Whitley's man all day, Bevan French. Tyrone May didn't need to come in.
Yeah. No communication, but no tackle either from Adam Kieran. Completely missed. Miski, 2 tries for him. 9 in his last 4 games. Now 19 for the season. Wow, what a half it's been. They can scarcely believe it in the Stade Gilbert Brutus, apart from 1,000 or so at the other end of the field who'll be hoping for more of the same in the second half. But as good a performance as you'll see from this Wigan side in 2023. But arguably the worst half of rugby that we've seen from Catalan Dragons. But you're only as good as your opposition lets you be. And Smith again, letting it be off the boot. And Wigan at 22 points to 0 after a brilliant first half. They scored 4 tries and they have shut the Dragons out. It's been that good. Tries for Abbas Miski. He got the ball rolling. Wigan in total control at the break. A huge weekend of sport on Sky Sports. Of course, Super Sunday, Sheffield United against the champions Manchester City from Bramall Lane. Kicks off at 1 o'clock, Sky Sports Premier League, followed by arguably the game of the weekend, Newcastle against Liverpool from St James's Park, again on Sky Sports Premier League. And we have the grand finals of the 100, the women's final, the Brave against the Superchargers, and the Oval Invincibles against either the Originals or the Brave, still to be decided. What may well be decided is the outcome of this game. What a half from the Wigan Warriors. We thought it would be close. Scarcely believable that Wigan are leading by 22 points to nil. Tries 2 for Abbas Miski, 1 for Toby King, and the man who really has pulled all the strings, Bevan French, with the 4th. But Terry O'Connor, it was some 40 minutes from the Wigan Warriors.
Yeah, big statement from the Warriors. It was might have been the backs that scored the tries, and a clever kick, wasn't it, from Bevan French, but I thought the forwards come out and really tore in. Plenty of punch in the carries. Clever kick from Bevan French, and like you can see that there's a lot of eyes on him here when he goes at the line. Everyone's pointing, Tyrone May pointing at him, but Abbas Miski just doing the right thing and just focusing on where that ball was. It went upstairs to have a little look if Toby King and Tom Johnson interfered with Tom Johnson, but he didn't. But good start from the Warriors. They knew that they had to be absolutely on, and weren't they on? Even when they were defending the line, I thought Abbas Miski, the man who scored the try, done a decent job here just to stop Kieran going over in the corner to score the try. All the players from the inside just pushing across and making it easier for the likes of King and Abbas Miski. And just look at that, communication is key.
That was a key moment. It was only 4-0 then. A massive moment in the game, because soon after this happened.
Well, yeah, well, it was a clever kick, wasn't it? Like I said before in commentary, that if you've got a man like Kai Pierce-Paul, who's about 6'5", he's the side that you're going to kick to. Toby King as well, very good in the air. Harry Smith gets a perfect kick away here. It's Abbas Miski, not the biggest of men, who goes up, he collects the ball, and Toby King was the man who scores it.
Well, again, it was Bevan French, but this time it was the brilliance of Bevan French, Terry.
Well, that's it. It says speed gets you out of trouble, and as soon as he gets his momentum going forward, the Catalan players just can't deal with him. He gets on the outside of Tyrone May. Look, again, there's a bit of panic. Matt Whitley just goes across trying to get it. Tyrone May needed to do a better job, along with Tom Johnson, of bringing the speed to the down. And he had a hand in absolutely everything, didn't he?
Well, yeah, Architect once more. Poor defence, but power and strength from the Wigan winger.
But again, it's that man French, and Tyrone May just puts all his weight on his inside leg. He didn't need to do that. That was Matt Whitley's man. He needed to be better.
Well, this is a big moment. Catalan kept out. Wigan 22 points to the good at half-time. Well, there we go, the grand final, the excitement, the drama of Old Trafford. Saturday the 14th of October. Will Saints win 5 on the spin? Will Wigan be there? Can Catalan win it for the first time? There'll be several other teams dreaming of Old Trafford glory. 5 o'clock, Sky Sports main event, Sky Sports Arena. The grand final from Old Trafford on October the 14th. Well, if Wigan play as well as they have in the first half for the rest of the season, they've got one heck of a chance of being there. 22 points to nil, and just to remind you, as it stands, there'll be just 2 points separating Catalan, Wigan and St Helens in first, second and third. And what a finish to the regular season. That will throw up, and of course, the most important positions on the table, positions 1 and position 2, to guarantee a home semi-final. Okay, let's get the half-time news. Pitchside in Perpignan. Here's Steve Brady.
What an incredible first half here. Wigan have completely dominated the game and out Catalan at the Stade Brutus has been silenced. The Wigan fans are celebrating on the end there as if they've won the game already. I spoke to both assistant coaches. Sean O'Loughlin said they've come with a plan, and the plan's working so far. Sam Moore told me that I asked him what was wrong, and he said absolutely everything. They're going in to fix it. Steve Mack's not happy. Second half is going to be very interesting, but at 22-0, I'm not sure there's a comeback here for Catalans. Wigan look on fire for me.
Oh, thanks, Steve. I'll tell you the simple question is there a way back for the Catalan Dragons from 22 points behind?
Well, it's going to be really difficult for them, and you expect a reaction from them playing at home, and like they've been bullied. They've not performed, like making wrong decisions in defence, but sometimes you've got to credit what the opposition's done, and Wigan have turned up here. And like Sean O'Loughlin said to Steve, that they've turned up with a plan and they've executed that plan, and it's all come off the back of hard work.
Well, absolutely. I mean, Matty Pete laid it on the line when they arrived 24 hours ago in the south of France. We are going to take it to them. Don't you worry about that. They were his exact words, and those words ring true. It would be one heck of a comeback for the Catalan Dragons. All smiles from the 1,000 or so Wigan fans who made the journey to the south of France. And there's one Wigan legend in Sam Tompkins. Can he find something special to turn this around for the Catalan Dragons, who have totally been blunted with ball in hand in that first half? I suppose the only consolation, what Steve McNamara is saying, come on boys, it can't get any worse. You have the talent, you have the ability. It can only get better. Go out and do that.
Well, it certainly could get worse if they don't stop Bevan French.
Yes.
Because Bevan French has been the difference. Harry Smith set up the second try from a good crossfield kick, but Abbas Miski scored 2 tries on the back of what Bevan French did, and obviously the speed from Bevan French to score his own try. But again, you just look at the way that this Warriors side approach the game, and they know that all the strength that you have in the middle of the field, you've got to make sure that you do the right things, and defensively they've been good. Liam Byrne obviously showing the scars of what happened in the first couple of minutes, but I'm expecting a really, really tough opening 10 minutes in this game, a reaction from that man and his teammates.
Well, the Wigan backline has been sparkling, hasn't it? Just going through the list 1 to 6. I mean, Harry Smith has contributed importantly again today with the boot. Jay Field, 12 tries. Abbas Miski now 19. Toby King, 10. Jake Warden, 9. Liam Marshall, 19. Bevan French, 16. That's your 1 to 6. And that's where the danger has been for Wigan again on this Saturday evening in Perpignan. Takayaho will take the ball forward as Catalan look to produce one of the greatest comebacks in Super League history. Remember Magic a couple of years ago when they were 18 points down against St Helens and somehow scored 3 tries in the last 5 minutes. Well, they're 22 points behind against the Wigan Warriors. And as it stands, the Wigan side who are going back into second place in the Super League table.
We'll just get some decent sets, some back-to-back sets where you can get to your kick, where you can try and earn some field position. Is that a forced mistake? Julian Bousquet said in the first half he likes to offload the ball. Was it a bit of a loose carry? One of those balls that could have looked like it was a mistake, and he probably knows it. That's why he's took the second one, but he offloads it again.
Well, that mistake from Whitley, but it went backwards, and here is Takayaho charging into Farrell. Smithies it is who brings him down with a bit of help from Mago. On the last tackle as Pearce will launch the ball high, but easy take from Liam Marshall. And the story of the first half, Terry, is the field position and where the last tackle kicks are coming from. So often Wigan are doing that in the Catalan danger area, but look, the Dragons sort of kicking from halfway, and there's no kick pressure on any of the Wigan players.
Well, those long kicks, though, you turn them as like defensive efforts, don't you? Because you want to get the ball away from your try line. When you're near the opposition's try line, they're attacking kicks where you can challenge for the ball, and where they've had some joy as well. And they've posted some points, Catalan.
One thing we know for absolutely sure, the first try of the second half has to be scored by the home side. If it isn't, it's game over. But there is a case in point. Brilliant kick from Smith once again. And look where the kick chase is for Wigan.
Well, it looks like Arthur Morg's on at full-back instead of Sam Tompkins, who now he's over on the left-hand side. I think he's gone pushed up to the half-back role with Tyrone May has left the field.
Yeah, I think so. Good spot.
And that is because defensively in that first half, I think they got pulled apart a bit over on the left edge, Catalan, and Steve McNamara obviously not happy with that, the way they defended. You can see there's some really soft tries at top of the table, and you defend like that there, your line, well, it's obviously not good enough for the coach.
Don't trap him, don't trap, don't trap.
So here it was, trying to get the ball away, just picked up by Takagaho. There is the offload, and
again, that line speed just forcing them to play lateral, isn't it?
yeah, May there. What may have happened, if you pardon the pun, is that May has got to the centre.
Oh, that could have been a high shot on Tompkins. Swinging arm over the top from Tyler Dupree.
Last tackle play, launched high again by Mitchell Pearce, and an easy take for Abbas Miski.
You know, and the Dragons need some of those 50-50 calls to go for them as well in this game. Well, you make your own luck in the sport, don't you? And the Warriors playing on the front foot, really troubling the Dragons.
Catalans have done the double over Wigan this season. 18-10 at the DW Stadium in the freezing cold at the start of March, and walloping Wigan 46-22 at Magic Weekend. This time the kick on the last is a good one. And Arthur Morg slipping on the surface.
Look at that, a long kick from Harry Smith. He manages to pick the ball. It only makes 2 metres because of Kai Pearce-Paul's effort along with Smithies. They're struggling to get over the advantage line, aren't they?
Just a reminder as well that people are joining us all the time. The state of the pitch is down to a fungal infection. That's what those circles are. But at the moment, it's Wigan who are running rings around the Catalan Dragons, and again struggling to get out of their own half. Tompkins.
Held! Released! 2 ball boys, so Tyler, no flops.
Takagaho again. Missing one out. May tries to pass it on for Tom Davis. Gets out of the tackle of Liam Marshall.
They're trying to let the ball work, but the Warriors are hunting them. Arthur Morg there, using his footwork and speed from dummy half. Again, how many times in this second half has the ball hit the floor?
Yeah.
There's a lot of panic, isn't there? They're looking at the scoreboard too much, realising that the scoreboard is obviously against them heavily in Wigan's favour.
Takagaho just inside the Wigan half. Again, an offload by Takagaho, the 3rd or 4th from the big forward in this second half. Seguier brought down. Final tackle of the set for the Catalan Dragons. In the midway side, the Wigan half. Pearce goes to the sky again, and easy take. It was like a tired, weary chase by the Dragons.
Well, they frustrated Catalan. Seguier then, you could see his frustration because he wasn't allowed to play the ball quickly, knowing that they were dominated in the opening 40 in that area. You see the line speed again here. Sam Tompkins and Michael McLaurin off the line.
Hold.
Wigan had a touch of lady luck last weekend with that victory over Hull FC and Golden Point extra time.
Wait!
There's no luck about this. It's been a superb performance.
The ball for that goal for Milky.
I think the Warriors are battled hard in Wigan. Last week's win over Hull was the 4th time in the last 12 matches that Wigan had been taken to Golden Point. So
the last one again, Smith goes high and Morg takes it well, but there's a blue wall chasing Arthur Morg. 6 minutes gone in the second half. Wigan led 22-0 at half-time. They're leading 22-0 here, and it goes from bad to worse for the Dragons. The mistake from Arthur Morg, and Wigan are going to get the ball back in terrific field position. And you feel a try here, and that will be that.
Well, the mistake from Arthur Morg is He's got the ball. He was very direct when he carried that ball, and you can see the dejection on the faces and all those Catalan players and staff, knowing that they can't turn the ball over cheaply. On tackle one, let's not forget as well, in the first half, Romano on tackle one from a penalty got dragged into touch.
Surrender! Stand!
Harry Smith now just telling his forwards what he wants. Kai Pearce-Paul, I think, telling him where he wants him to carry the ball.
Kai Pearce-Paul will be a big loss for Wigan next year. To join the Newcastle Knights in the NRL. Mago made a big impression, the big man, since he's come on. That's what he's there to do. They switch sides. Ball inside for Smithies. Little dig pass from Harry Smith. Powell on for the injured O'Neill. Smith again, that's a long raking pass, and Field finds Miski, and it's as easy as 1, 2, 3 for Abbas Miski, because it is 3 tries for Abbas Miski. It's a hat-trick for the Wigan winger, and at 26-0, is that the game done and dusted?
Well, it all comes off the back of the mistake, doesn't it, from the substitute, Artur Morgu. Normally so safe, but he knows that there would have been a lot of talk in the changes about we need to play the ball quickly. We're getting dominated around the ruck area. Sam Powell with Takiaho on the ground. You can see Sam Tompkins comes in, tries to cut the play down with Bevan French, the man who was pulling all the strings in that first half. And Sam Tompkins knows he's got to stop him. Unfortunately, the ball goes out wide, and it's Jay Field with a perfect pass out wide to Abbas Miski. And you just look at that, all the space and time in the world, Abbas Miski, and what a game he's had. Like you said, Stuart, scoring a hat-trick. A lot of talk about Liam Marshall, how good he's been this year. Well, let's not underestimate what value Miski's give to this side.
Well, Abbas Miski now has more tries than Liam Marshall. That takes his tally to 20. Marshall on 19. But Miski has really come into his own, hasn't he, this season for Wigan. It's his 4th hat-trick for the Wigan club, and his 3rd hat-trick this year. He's scored 3 against Lee, he scored 4 against Hull KR, he scored 4 against Toulouse in 2022, and he's now got 3 against the Catalan Dragons. And I made that 30 tries in 29 games for Wigan for Abbas Miski. Off the touchline, Harry Smith to extend Wigan's lead even more. Beauty! What a kick from Smith right off the touchline. And what a night it's been for Wigan in the south of France. 10 minutes gone in the second half. The league leaders, Catalan Dragons, being taken apart in their own backyard.
Well, a great ball from Jay Field. And the pressure they were trying to apply to Bevan French, who didn't even get the ball. It just shows what a dangerous player he is, and it just opened up. This looks like it could be mission impossible for Catalan, even though they're at home.
Yeah, absolutely. Not any doubt about that. A hat-trick for Abbas Miski. But it makes it very interesting for all of us, doesn't it? For the last 4 weeks of the regular season. And there we are, 3 for Abbas Miski. Now 1 clear of his teammate Liam Marshall, 2 clear of Tommy Makinson of St Helens, who got 2 on Friday night against Castleford.
Still chasing Tom Johnson, who hasn't had a look in this game. And again, look at the carry and the strength from Patrick Mago.
6 again, second effort.
And what a finish we're going to have
second effort
in the last 4 weeks, because it's almost certainly going to be 23 games played, Catalan 34 points, Wigan 32 points, St Helens 32 points, and absolutely everything to play for. Very, very comfortable but they'll want more. That was no doubt.
Oh, they certainly do, don't they? A lot of change of direction. He lost the ball then, Toby King. Some pressure from Julian Bousquet. Could have been dangerous. He was trying to regather his feet.
He was nearly through, King.
Yeah. Well, he loses the ball on impact, doesn't he? And so far, it's been a good trip to the south of France. From Wigan, look at that. Goes through two good defenders there in McLaurin and Manu Mount.
Good experience from Bousquet as well. King scrambling. I wonder where Toby King will be in 2024 on loan, of course, for this season from the Warrington Wolves. Will he be back there? Will he be back at Wigan? They've signed Adam Kieran, or will he be somewhere else? And breaking for the scrum. Penalty to Catalans, who have a little under 30 minutes to give us one of the best comebacks in Super League history, but it looks very, very unlikely, you have to say.
Well, so far it does, doesn't it? Well, it's just not been there night, and when you're sitting pretty at the top of the table and everyone's chasing you, the Warriors would have known all through training all week they had to be better. Last week they got away with it in extra time against Hull FC. They got the points they were after. It was a different mindset coming to the south of France, doing it tough, not knowing what the weather was going to be like. Obviously a lot warmer than playing over in England.
Now moving the ball to that left-hand side. Wigan, I'm sure, will be doubly determined to keep the Dragons out. Bousquet, 2 tackles left in this set for the Catalan Dragons. McLaurin and Pierce with a short pass, and Tompkins with nowhere to go. This is the last. Romano and Pierce chips it across the face of the post. It's bouncing all over the place, but in the end, an easy take for Jake Wardle. I remember the former St Helens coach Ian Millwall telling me many moons ago, to win big games you need a bit of luck, the bounce of the ball, things to go your way, and yes, that's happened to Wigan tonight, but take nothing away from this performance, because this has been as good as it gets, you have to say. There's no luck about a 28-0 scoreline.
Yeah, do you know what? I don't think it's luck or a bounce of the ball. I just think they've earned.
Absolutely.
They've actually earned this where they are. Winnie December now on, the young man making his way in the game. Fabulous player he is. And again, look at that, the back of hard work. Just kick the ball long and chase hard to the corner.
Brilliant kick, picked up on his own line by Artem Ward. Yep, and Sember on for Tyler Dupree. 19 years of age, junior in Sember. Another one off the Wigan conveyor belt. Right on cue, there to make the tackle. This is a wake-up call for the Catalan Dragons for sure.
Yeah, it certainly is, isn't it? You know, just looking at the side here, and Tyrone May on the field, over on the right-hand side. I think it might be Tom Johnston over on the left that's missing.
Yep.
Romano's gone over to the left wing with Kieran.
Johnston was hurt running the ball out, wasn't he, just before half-time, you may remember. Try and get some news on Tom Johnston's injury. That would be a big blow, and ever present for the Dragons this year. 25 tries, 24 of them in Super League. The former Wakefield Flyer, but that could well be.
Well, incorrect play the ball here
against Abbas Miski.
Yeah.
Who's first and fiery there, Mickey McLaurin.
Yeah, Sam Powell just saying to his former teammate, look, just calm down. Don't need to worry about it.
I tell you what, I would think there'd be nothing worse than an opposition player saying that to you when you're absolutely steaming, angry and frustrated.
Yeah, look at him. You know, he's fiery, he's a competitor. He's someone you'd rather have with you than against you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Always on your side. Pierce with the dummy. Farrell in there with the tackle along with Powell. Here is Mike McMeekin. What a revelation he's been at prop, by the way, this year, Mike McMeekin.
He was good last week against League. 28 carries in 57 minutes he made.
Yeah, superb. Pierce and Tompkins and Morgan. It was nearly intercepted by Miskey. They were looking for Artur Romano on the far side.
We're doing it, Catalan.
Yeah, well, it was certainly on, wasn't it? If that ball could get out to the winger. Unfortunately, Romano just couldn't get the ball over the Wigan player. Miskey, you can see they're looking to play. Romano, he throws that ball. He's looking for Romano, can't quite get there.
The news on Tom Johnston, by the way, just not feeling so good. He'd been ill during the week on the lead up to this game, and his tummy isn't so good, so he's been replaced at half-time. Play on, set restart, Farrell and Smith hanging on. Meakin across the line, but going nowhere. Julian Bousquet, Smithies in there with the tackle, and Sam Powell. McLaurin fires it to Tompkins. Whitley on the charge, but nowhere to go. And Tompkins, totally frustrated, knocked on, smashes the ball down. And that moment, that picture, encapsulating the night for the Catalan Dragons.
You know, you could see there's an offload from Matt Whitley when he goes in. It's a little turn-up play that he tries to get the ball back to Sam Tompkins, and under pressure from Toby King, he just loses the ball. And it's a team, obviously, he was the golden boy, wasn't he, when he played for Wigan between 2008 and 2018. 213 appearances for his hometown club. And this result will surely hurt him.
No, Wigan have been very good, very, very good. I'm afraid you have to say that the Catalan Dragons have just been plain awful. It's one that they will want to consign to the dustbin of Super League history very, very quickly. But Catalan have got to regroup.
Well, that's it, but defeats like this will make you better, will make you stronger. You learn from your mistakes. Like we were saying before, they've only lost 5 games all year, the Dragons, and maybe this might be the little push that they need going into the playoffs. Another strong carry from December.
Yeah, it does well. Tackle 5, the last one. And Smith again with a high.
That's a shocker of a kick.
Searching kick and more. Can't take it. But the moment it left the boot, you kind of knew what was going to happen.
Oh, as soon as that ball was kicked by Harry Smith, it was wicked. He just kicks the belly of the ball, and you could see he's just trying to settle himself. A couple of times he tries to settle himself underneath the ball out of Morg, gets it wrong. But the height of that kick, it was swirling everywhere. Then again, that mistake, bit of pressure. Got to contend with now. Well, they've got the money's worth, haven't they, the travelling fans?
Absolutely. Over 1,000 of them inside the stand, Gilbert Brutus. 28 points to 0. An hour gone, and Wigan hunting down some more points. Field with the offload. Quick play the ball by King. Cade Ellis back on the field for Wigan. Sam Powell at dummy half. And it's a knock on by Ellis. It's a poor play the ball, you have to say. No qualms about that. No point arguing, old son. You made a mistake. And you've lost the ball. An hour gone, 28 points to 0 in Wigan's favour. The run-in, Wigan, Salford at home, live on Sky Sports. Leeds away, live on Sky Sports. Castleford at home, and then Lee away. The Dragons, Hull KR away, Wakefield away, Leeds in Perpignan, and they finish with Salford away.
When you look at that scoreboard, showing all the damage was done in the first half. Only scored one try in this second half. There could be a penalty here. Remind me, can look at him, he's not happy, is he, with the effort, the attempt from Morgan Smithies, who gets underneath him and just upends him.
There you go, confirming 3 out of the last 4 away from home for the Catalan Dragons. And that chase for top spot is not done just yet. Yeah, the lift from Smithies, wasn't it?
Well, Smith and Liam Farrell as well, sorry.
Cheers, Ben.
Liam Farrell gets underneath. Look, Morgan Smithies hits him high, gets around the waist, and Liam Farrell just upends him.
One. Move, Liam. Hold. Hold. Go one.
Now Terry will be choosing the player of the match.
Hold. Go two.
No doubt it's going to come from the team wearing blue tonight, as Liam Byrne prepares to come back on for Wigan.
Free. Move, Morgan. Go freeze up.
McLaurin. Any try now will be mere consolation. Crunching tackle from King on Artem Ward.
Again, the fans just begging for a penalty, begging for anything from the referee.
Garcia.
Hold. Release him.
What a difference it is for Ben Garcia. He played in that £1 million game back in 2017 when Catalan just survived in Super League. And now they're challenging for Old Trafford. Romano takes the kick, but again the Wigan defence holds firm. And that will be the message with 17 minutes to go. Do not let them score.
Yeah, I'm
that
sure
will be the perfect night.
Yeah, I'm sure that will be, but that's a positive end to a set, isn't it? From Catalan. Let's see what they can do in defence here. Let's see what the line speed's like. What have they got in them as their fixtures remaining?
2 home, 2 away, confirming the next 2 live on Sky Sports against the Red Devils and the Rhinos.
2.
Wigan will be behind top spot now, as will St Helens. Catalan still there despite this crunching defeat on home soil. Liam Byrne back on for Wigan. Morgan Smithies has gone off. And here is Kane Ellis.
Move! Please, mate, hold.
I mentioned before, Terry, it really is. It's all about that home semi-final. Kicking on the 5th, Smith. Straight to another former Wigan star, Tom Davis.
Stand one. All Sam. All boys.
Catalan and Steve McNamara can have no complaints about this.
You know, both of these teams last year in the playoffs were beaten at home, weren't they?
They were.
By the Leeds Rhinos. And talking to Steve McNamara, he knows that when you get to those playoff spots, they don't want to make the same mistake that they made last year.
Well, Terry, it's been proved tonight. One back game and they've lost it again. Mitchell Pearce on halfway, pounced on by Harry Smith, but all it takes, if you get a home tie, that's all you can ask for in the semi-finals. But one poor performance, this time the mistake comes from the Wigan Warriors. One poor performance, so that's it, you're gone, you're out.
Well, that's in the playoffs, but one poor performance now, when you're on round 23, it doesn't define your season, does it? And I think you'd rather get your performance like this out of the way in the run-off to the end of the season. And I'm sure that when we see Catalan Dragons next time on Sky Sports, they will be a much better side than what we've seen tonight. But again, I'm going to give a lot of credit to the Warriors. I think Wigan have been absolutely so impressive. One of the best games that I've seen them play this year. Well, you have to look at the scoreboard to realise that.
Yeah, overall, I'm sure we'll be speaking to Matty Peach afterwards, but in his tenure as Wigan coach and a season and 3 quarters, may well be the best performance that Matty Peach has seen from his side. And another error from the Catalan Dragons. It goes from bad to worse. Tom Davis, the guilty party this time. And with 14 minutes to go, the Dragons, they'll be hoping that clock ticks down in double time.
Yeah, well, a couple of the Catalan players as well, just feeling the pain, aren't they? Cramping up a bit. Brad O'Neill's back onto the field for Sam Powell. So that's a big plus for Matty Pete, knowing that there's no rib damage in there. Like Steve Brady said, he was just winded. Took a real heavy knock in that first half, though.
Just one try in the second half, all the damage done in the first period when Wigan led by 22 points to 0, but the solitary second half try has come from one of the stars of the show, of which there's been many, Abbas Miski with his hat-trick. Here is Cade Ellis driving forward, 3 Dragons players there, but Meakin and Tompkins and Garcia, McLaurin was there as well. Liam Byrne, last tackle for the Wigan Warriors. Smith just about grabs hold of the ball, but again it's a teasing high, dangerous kick, and it's well taken this time. It's a brave catch from Artem Morg under plenty of pressure from King and from Nsemba. But look again where they're starting their set.
Yeah, it was a good take, wasn't it, from the fullback Artem Morg. He got a knee in the back as well from Abbas Miski. And if you're a Catalan player now looking for any sort of gap in the Wigan line, well, good luck. They're nice and tight, aren't they?
It's very incredible to think their best chance, their only real chance at scoring, came from the kick to the corner in the first half, which Johnson
and Abbas Miski dealt with.
For Adam Kieran, and Miski came to the rescue, and at that stage it was 4-0. On the last again, but look where they're kicking from, midway inside their own half. Here in Jay Field, 12 minutes to go, and who'd have thought, cracking tackle by the way on Jay Field, who'd have thought that we'd have a scoreline of 28-0 in favour of Wigan.
Adam Kieran there, good effort, good tackle from him. Certainly did the right thing, and again Sam Tompkins, a number of times he's come flying out the line over on that left hand side since he's moved up into defensive line at half-back. They're just bouncing across, looking for some. Harry Smith at the back, just saying he wants the ball to go to the right hand side.
Kai Pearce-Paul, good offload. O'Neill. Brad O'Neill held with 11 minutes to go. Last one, last tackle, Harry Smith again. With a high teasing kick for Davis, who takes it well. I tell you what though, isn't it ironic? The last 2 years that Wigan have played in Perpignan, they've lost 28-0 and 48-0. They've been suitably embarrassed by the home side. Revenge is a dish, best served cold. But I'll tell you what, 28 points to 0 in favour of Wigan does not flatter the Warriors.
Well, we said that at the start of the game, that they're really hurting from those 2 games. It's come down to the south of France and not putting a performance when your fans have followed you. And for me, we're talking about the backs, but you just look how ruthless they are in defence. Mine and Meakin, again, just coming together with Liam Byrne. And let me tell you, Liam Byrne won't back down to anybody.
Getting a bit feisty again. I think the frustration's showing through for the Catalan Dragons. Last tackle, but look again. Look where they are, Terry. Still only midway inside their own half on the last. And Pearce with another poor kick picked up by Jay Field. 10 minutes to go. I think it's fair to say, but we thought it'd be close. I think most people, if they were brutally honest, thought it would be close. How wrong we all were.
Well, there was a lot of pundits going into this game. We're tipping Catalan to win the game, and because they're hoping and they're trying to clinch that league leaders shield, and they know that this is like a bit of a speed bump in the road for them now.
The race for top spot is now wider.
Yeah, it is.
Make sure it is. Marshall brought down.
I look forward that to Cade Ellis getting over the advice, and again just look at the impact that he's made.
The story of the night, Terry, you pointed it out in the first half, the speed of the play of the ball, but the yardage that Wigan are making, and time after time getting over that advantage line, and Catalan have not been able to stop it.
Well, it's the post-contact meters that they've had a lot of joy with in this game. Wigan, again, look at this kick.
Yep, last
And
one.
Harry Smith.
Morg under pressure, takes it well.
But you end your sets well, you kick the ball to the corner. Look, have a little look what's coming at now. You've got nowhere to go if you're a Catalan player. Tyrone May's 10 metres in from the sideline. You can't find space, you're just trying to get down and play the ball as quick as you can here. But look at that, 4 players in, thunderous challenges.
The Wigan's defence is as ruthless now in the 72nd minute as it was in the 2nd minute. McLaurin. 28 points to 0. Navarrete brought down.
Pin him in with your legs. He's pinning him in with his legs. Go. Not being
Play on.
boys.
Last tackle. They're running it on the last this time, and Tompkins and eventually Kieran left-footed. But again, a poor kick, and again an easy take for Jay Field.
Jay Field, solid at the back, just knowing that he's got to do his job. And does a decent job, doesn't he? Don't make a mistake at the back. Niski's been so impressive, along with Bevan French, and again they've just been helped by the forwards.
Terry with a decision to make. We'll ask him in a few moments' time who his player of the match is in the south of France. Certainly some candidates on that Wigan side, and they're coming again as French feeds and Semba.
Do not go back to the ball.
O'Neill at dummy half. Kai Pearce-Paul. Strong run once again.
Move that! Back up, Arta. Goal 2.
Harry Smith. Jay Field brought down.
Stand free. Wait.
Smith at dummy half. 7 minutes to go. Farrell just straightens up. Play on. Eludes the tackle. The Wigan captain. 2 left in the set. Can they get another try to round it all off? Smith, and it was batted down straight into the hands of Jake Wardle, and there is the try. It's another try, and it's turning into a rout in Perpignan. Wigan extend their lead. Wardle with the try. 32 points to 0. What a night in Perpignan for the Wigan Warriors.
Well, job done, isn't it? Jake Wardle scores the try. Harry Smith goes at the line, goes deep into the line, and Tyrone May, he makes a play for that. Unfortunately, can't take the ball in. And Jake Wardle is there just to pick the pieces up and go over. What a dominant display from Wigan. I always thought that coming down to watch this game, I thought it was going to be a close game. I didn't think it was going to be a blowout score like this. They have come to the south of France. They have absolutely done a number on Steve McNamara's men. They've been beaten in all quarters. The job was done in that first half. But those fans, the loyal fans, have certainly got the money's worth. And Harry Smith now with an easy conversion under the sticks.
Last 2 years, 0-28, 0-48. Wigan humiliated in the south of France. Well, for the first time, they're going to do the same to the Catalan Dragons, it seems. Right in front. And it's 34 points to 0. 5 minutes to go. And we have a real race on our hands now for top spot in the 2023 Betfred Super League.
Well, this result has certainly opened it up. And I wonder how many Saints fans would have been sat at home cheering on Wigan here to go to the south of France and get the result. Well, they've certainly done that. Harry Smith again, influential, going deep into the line. He throws the ball. It was a 50-50 ball whether it got to Jake Wardle. In the end, the handsome Tyrone May just couldn't control the ball, and the mistake just leads to another try.
5 minutes to go. The player of the match is Terry O'Connor.
Well, really difficult, this one, to call. There's so many good players, obviously, in a Or Wigan jersey. I thought Harry Smith done a decent job controlling the side. Abbas Miski with a hat-trick, but the man who did all the damage for me in the first half, who scored a try, had a hand in two with Miski, was Bevan French. He was so dangerous in the opening 40 minutes. In the second half, maybe not as influential because the battle's been in the middle of the field. But I think all that damage, especially in the first 40 minutes, was done by French.
Well, Bevan French is the player of the match, spot on. Here is Junior and Stemba. 4 minutes to go. Little doubt Wigan's best performance of the season. What a kick on the last.
Wow.
What a kick, a 14-20 from Harry Smith.
They haven't finished here.
They haven't. They want more. They want 40. That was an absolute pearler from Smith, who after his confidence sapping 80 minutes against Hull last weekend, got it right with the winning drop goal in Golden Point. Harry Smith has been golden with the boot again in the south of France as Wardle drives his way to the line. 3 minutes to go. There's time for another. O'Neill. There is Smith and Farrell. Inside it goes. Tyler Dupree looking to offload, but this is turning out to be an embarrassing night. Smiling mockingly.
He's into everybody.
Yeah. Mickey McLaurin. Pass out again from Smith, and nowhere to go for Bevan French on this occasion.
Move! Hold of me! Don't go early, boys. Go, free.
Kai Pearce fall.
Move back!
2 tackles left in the set. 3 minutes to go for Wigan to really rub salt into those wounds. Jay Field and Farrell looking for a way through. It is the last tackle. What are they going to do? Will it inevitably find the boot of Harry Smith? Of course it does, but under pressure gets the crossfield kick in. It's a good one. Batted back, but yeah, in the end, taken by Adam Kieran, who rescues the situation for Catalans. Look at that. Look at the chase.
2 minutes to
and
go as well.
and Dupree.
Do you know what? I've been in this position. Like, he loses the ball there. Oh, it's a penalty. Romano, I thought he'd lost the ball then. He was trying to get up. I thought it was going to be an incorrect play, the ball. But I've been in games like this when the game's gone against you on the scoreboard and you've been emphatically beat. I remember going into videos the next day and players and the likes of Andrew Farrell turn around saying that goes in the memory bank. That goes in the memory bank for the next time we play.
Is it an embarrassment though?
You will be, absolutely. You're embarrassed at home. Look, you'd expect Wigan to post a score like this. They're one of the best teams in the competition. You know, you've got Catalan, Wigan, Saints, all up there fighting it out along with Lee Leopards.
Yeah, the run there by Seguier and Tyler Dupree, who's down.
Yeah,
and looks a bit groggy,
Yeah, never stays down, Tyler Dupree.
No.
But like I said, like one of those games where it goes against you. The best teams won on the scoreboard. You can't say that the ref's got a call, made a wrong call. You can't say that they had the rub of the green. They haven't. They've just been dominant. So dominant, you can see he just gets his head in the wrong position. He braces himself, Seguier, when he goes in. He's expecting that challenge to come, and you can see the aggression in his face when he's carrying the ball. And he'll leave the field now for the HIA, and you can see there's battle scars all over the place in this game. It has been a tough night down in the south of France.
Head injury assessment for Tyler Dupree, but he looks a little groggy, doesn't he, as he's led off the field. There's the hat-trick hero, Abbas Miski. This will be Wigan's biggest margin of victory in Perpignan. Not the highest score, but the biggest margin of victory. And what a sweet victory it's going to be. Who would have believed they were even saying, as Pierce Paul and Navarrete get into a bit of bother, who would have thought we'd be saying Catalan 0, Wigan 34 with a minute to go?
Yeah, well, certainly not me. Again, there was a little nudge into the man who's carrying the ball, and then the reaction from the players, and think the reaction from the players, the most of the time in a Catalan jersey, has been one of frustration. And I think it was Romain Navarrete and Kai Pearce-Paul. Romain Navarrete had the ball, Kai Pearce-Paul just come a bit close to him.
First offence, the push, that's going to be the penalty.
Yeah, there you go, and that's, there you go, that's what it is, it's the push from Kai Pearce-Paul. Romain Navarrete, former Wigan player.
Well, one last chance, one last opportunity.
What a game. Do you know if they meet again, do you know in the playoffs or in the final, what a game that will be. Oh, Liam Byrne. Holy moly.
Mickey, leave it. Think about it, boys. Think about
Wow. He has been a man on the mission. From the clash in the opening minute, his first challenge carrying the ball, and McLaurin went hunting for him. Well, he's gone hunting for Romain Navarrete. Romain Navarrete against Kai Pearce-Paul. They got the penalty because Kai Pearce-Paul just nudged him. And he goes flying out the line saying, follow me, Kai. I've got the man. Is this the one that was into you? And like I said early on, he's a big man. He knows how to play the game. He's very direct. What a game that was.
And there is the final hooter. What a hit to finish the game. And what a game it's been for the Wigan Warriors. They have humiliated the Catalan Dragons in their own backyard. 34 points to nil, and crucially now, they go above St Helens back into second place in the table, but also they're now only 2 points behind the Catalan Dragons. That was arguably, if not definitely, Wigan's best performance of the season. Terry O'Connor.
Well, an amazing performance, wasn't it? From Wigan to come down to the south of France and do the job, and well, you can see the hurt in McLaurin's eye, the former Wigan player, and Liam Byrne. What a game.
Well,